Okay, so while we know this is a draft version, eventually we're going to get the real thing. So what I got to do first is get the timing right. So I'm going to go ahead and just read this just to get the timing right. No teleprompter. I'm just going to read it, and then we'll see how the timing looks. Okay? Governor Sarah Palin is being awarded a $500,000 MacArthur Fellowship by the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation. The criteria for this award are based on exceptional creativity, the promise for future advances, and the potential for subsequent creative work. Specifically, Governor Palin's award is driven by the confirmation by Senator John McCain that she, quote, knows more about energy than probably anyone else in the United States of America, close quote. Governor Palin's journey to this energy expertise and her creative solutions along the way are the prime reasons for her receipt of this fellowship. Sarah Palin, then Heath, attended 5 undergraduate schools over 6 years, majoring in journalism with an emphasis on broadcast news, serving as a TV sportscaster after graduation. She then served a term and a third on the Wasilla City Council, followed by 2 terms as mayor of Wasilla. None of these activities provided Mrs. Palin with any energy expertise. Her first action as mayor was to go after the First Amendment, asking the city librarian about banning certain books, and thereby showing the first sign of her creative, non-traditional, out-of-the-box thinking. She also supported charging the victims of rape in her town with the medical costs of obtaining physical evidence, a most creative and unique way to raise money from victims of crimes. Only a unanimous vote of the Alaska legislature reversed this practice, showing the governor's tenacity on issues that she believes in. Her major accomplishment as mayor was raising taxes to build a sports complex on land not owned by the town, a creative solution that almost no one else would have attempted. Governor Palin took office in December 2006, and between that time and September 10, 2008, when John McCain named her the leading energy expert in the United States, Governor Palin had to become an expert on both being the governor of Alaska and on energy, with no initial knowledge on either subject. And there was minimal overlap. Governor Palin's initial emphasis as governor was on ethics reform and her unsuccessful attempt to sell on eBay the aircraft used to carry Alaska convicts to Arizona prisons, both campaign promises. She also was consumed with finding alternative ways of spending the famous Bridge to Nowhere earmark money, once it became a national embarrassment because she did not want to give the money back, and to produce earmark candidates through fiscal year 2009 at a level that would keep Alaska in first place among all 50 states, the largest amount of earmark dollars spent per person among all 50 states. In a state with as few people as Alaska has, and where there are no state income or sales taxes due to the high corporate taxes on oil pumped from the state, and where the governor in addition gave a check for $3,269 from oil revenues to every man, woman, and child in the state in 2008, keeping Alaska consistently in first place for earmarks takes extraordinary creativity to come up with that many pork barrel projects year after year. The work performed by the governor on behalf of the citizens of Alaska with the oil companies that provide all of the income for Alaska did provide the overlap and incentive for the governor to become the U.S. expert on energy. Having the whole state budget supported by oil revenues so that Alaskans pay no state income or sales taxes and get a large refund is a creative solution taken by no other state governor. But Governor Palin's breakthrough in assertive creativity has been the imposition of extremely harsh windfall profit taxes on oil pumped from Alaska. While the tax formula is actually sophisticated, Its net effect is that, and I quote, ConocoPhillips said that in total, once royalty payments and other taxes are added in, the state captures about 75% of the value of a barrel of oil, closed quote. No other governor, let alone a Republican, has been able to withstand the oil company pressure to invoke such a tax. Now, just a comment on the governor's rapidly developed and all-encompassing national energy expertise. Alaska produces and consumes almost exclusively oil, so the governor has had to make time aside from her other gubernatorial obligations and her family responsibilities to master all of the complex energy areas that have no current direct applicability in Alaska. This expertise requires not only in-depth knowledge of complex technologies, but their impact on the carbon cycle of the Earth and their rapidly changing cradle-to-grave economics. The governor has had to become the national expert in coal, clean coal, oil shale, natural gas, hydroelectric power, wind energy, solar power from both photovoltaic and solar concentrator systems, geothermal systems, tidal systems, cellulosic, ethanol, possibly biodiesel, depending on the economics, the trade-offs between BWR, PWR, PHWR, and possibly HGTR as the next choice of fission nuclear power reactors to be immediately constructed, and setting the relative priorities over the 5 Gen 4 nuclear reactors that the Department of Energy is pursuing, with the HGTR design the clear favorite. And finally, there is the long-term energy production system utilizing nuclear fusion, not fission, meaning forcing 2 hydrogen atoms together to produce, in effect, unlimited amounts of green energy. The U.S. is now only a minor participant in this $10 billion international program called ITER, I-T-E-R. So, it is this combination of creativity in areas where other politicians have feared to take a stand, and in less than 2 years earning the title of the U.S. expert of the indescribably complex area of energy that have resulted in the foundation selection of Governor Sarah Palin of Alaska for a MacArthur Fellowship for 2008. Cut. Okay.